The world watched in horror as news broke of a devastating terrorist attack on tourists in the idyllic region of Kashmir. This attack, a stark reminder of the volatile security situation in the region, instantly brought India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors, to the brink of war. The attack, attributed to a Pakistan-based terrorist group, claimed the lives of innocent civilians, shattering the peace and sending shockwaves across the globe. The picturesque valley, known for its stunning beauty and tranquility, was once again marred by violence, highlighting the human cost of the enduring conflict. This act of terrorism served as a grim reminder of the instability that continues to plague the region, jeopardizing the lives and livelihoods of millions. The international community swiftly condemned the attack, offering condolences to the victims' families and expressing solidarity with India in its fight against terrorism. The attack underscored the urgent need for international cooperation to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. As the world grappled with the implications of the attack, the stage was set for a dramatic escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan. In the wake of the Kashmir attack, India launched what it termed surgical strikes against terrorist camps, located across the line of control in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. These strikes, conducted with precision and speed, marked a significant escalation in the conflict between the two nuclear-armed rivals. India asserted that the strikes were targeted at terrorist infrastructure and aimed at preventing future attacks on Indian soil. The strikes were met with a mixture of support and apprehension from the international community. While some nations acknowledged India's right to self-defense, others expressed concerns about the potential for further escalation. Pakistan, denying the existence of terrorist camps within its territory, condemned the strikes as a violation of its sovereignty. The strikes marked a dangerous turning point in the already fraught relationship between India and Pakistan, raising fears of a wider conflict in the region. The international community reacted with a mixture of alarm and condemnation following India's strikes on Pakistan. World leaders issued urgent calls for restraint and de-escalation, urging both sides to engage in dialogue to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting to discuss the crisis, reflecting the global concern over the escalating tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The international community recognized the gravity of the situation and the potential for a catastrophic conflict that could have far-reaching consequences. The United States, China, Russia, and other major powers all called for restraint and urged both India and Pakistan to engage in dialogue to resolve their differences peacefully. The global response highlighted the shared responsibility of the international community in preventing a nuclear confrontation and promoting peace and stability in South Asia. The United States, a key player in the region, faced a delicate balancing act in responding to the India-Pakistan crisis. On the one hand, the U.S. has a long-standing strategic partnership with India and recognizes India's concerns about cross-border terrorism. On the other hand, the U.S. also has a complex relationship with Pakistan, which has been a key ally in the fight against terrorism in Afghanistan. The U.S. administration, while expressing understanding for India's position, urged both countries to exercise restraint and avoid further escalation. The U.S. also emphasized the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in resolving the underlying issues that have fueled the conflict between India and Pakistan. The U.S. response reflected its strategic interests in maintaining stability in South Asia and preventing a nuclear confrontation between two of the world's most populous nations. Section 5. China's stance navigating regional alliances. China, a close ally of Pakistan and a rising global power, found itself in a challenging position as the India-Pakistan crisis unfolded. China has significant economic and strategic interests in Pakistan, including the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a massive infrastructure project that passes through Pakistan-administered Kashmir. China, while expressing concern over the escalating tensions, refrained from condemning India's actions outright. Instead, China called for restraint from both sides and urged them to engage in dialogue to peacefully resolve their differences. China's response reflected its desire to maintain its close ties with Pakistan while also avoiding a major confrontation with India, a fellow Asian giant. the crisis highlighted the complexities of regional alliances and the challenges of maintaining a balance of power in a multipolar world. Section 6. Russia's perspective, a traditional ally's concerns. Russia, a traditional ally of India and a major player in global affairs, expressed deep concern over the escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan. Russia has maintained close ties with India since the Cold War era, and has been a major supplier of military equipment to the country. However, Russia has also been strengthening its ties with Pakistan in recent years, seeking to counterbalance the growing U.S. influence in the region. In response to the crisis, Russia called for restraint from both sides and urged them to engage in dialogue to find a peaceful solution. Russia's stance reflected its desire to maintain its traditional alliance with India while also seeking to avoid a major conflict in its extended neighborhood. The crisis underscored the complex web of relationships that shape international relations and the challenges of navigating competing interests in a multipolar world. Section 7. The Global Implications, Nuclear Anxiety and Shifting Alliances. The India-Pakistan crisis sent shockwaves across the globe, raising concerns about the risks of nuclear escalation and the potential for a wider conflict. The crisis underscored the fragility of peace in South Asia, a region home to two nuclear-armed states with a long history of conflict. The international community recognized the urgent need to de-escalate tensions and prevent a catastrophic war that could have devastating consequences for the region and beyond. The crisis also highlighted the shifting dynamics of global power and the challenges of maintaining stability in a multipolar world. The United States, China, Russia, and other major powers all sought to influence the outcome of the crisis, reflecting their competing strategic interests in the region. The crisis underscored the need for international cooperation and diplomacy to prevent conflict and promote peace in an increasingly interconnected world. Section 8. The Importance of Dialogue, Averting a Larger Conflict. In the aftermath of the India-Pakistan crisis, the international community emphasized the paramount importance of dialogue and diplomacy in resolving the long-standing disputes between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Dialogue, while often challenging and time-consuming, remains the only viable path to achieving a lasting peace in the region. It provides a platform for both sides to address their grievances, build trust, and work towards a mutually acceptable solution. The international community, including the United Nations, the United States, China, Russia, and other key players, can play a constructive role in facilitating dialogue between India and Pakistan. By providing a neutral platform for talks, mediating between the parties, and offering incentives for progress, the international community can help create an environment conducive to dialogue and reconciliation. Section 9. The Path Forward, Towards Peace and Stability. The India-Pakistan crisis served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present risks of conflict in South Asia. The path forward requires a sustained commitment from both India and Pakistan to engage in dialogue, build trust, and address the root causes of their conflict. The international community has a crucial role to play in supporting these efforts and creating an environment conducive to peace. A lasting peace between India and Pakistan would not only benefit the people of both countries but would also contribute to regional and global stability. It would unlock the vast potential of South Asia, a region rich in human and natural resources, and pave the way for greater cooperation on shared challenges such as poverty, climate change, and terrorism. The journey towards peace may be long and arduous, but it is a journey that must be undertaken for the sake of present and future generations. Like and subscribe for more.